Hello and welcome to another episode of Zen Moments. Today I have with me my friend, my colleague, an associate, someone that has been my helper in the past, and all-round guy. I have with me Aham Ibeleme, photographer extraordinaire and amazing guy all around. Hi Aham, pleased to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
I would say Aham and I go way back, up until, way back from 10 years ago. It's been 10 years that we met. Actually, we met in 2012. And we started, Aham probably started before me, but we started the photography journey almost together at the same time at the TFESS workshop. And it's been amazing. We've gone through so much together. I'm sure you remember days that I'll come from Ibadan and I'll have to crash at your place in Oshodi. Bolade, precisely. I remember. You remember days that we had to go and buy yam, fried yam, and potato and share
and fish.
And one fish.
Yeah, those are the days.
Those were the days, and we've come a long way. We have come a really long way.
We have.
Pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
Fantastic. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about how you got into photography. Tell us about what you do. Especially, yes.
Let me correct something that you said earlier. You said I started before you. I didn't start before you.
Well,
I had the camera and the lens, and that was it.
And so you had the camera before me.
So I had a bit of experience because
absolutely. We saw pictures that you presented in class. And it was mind blowing.
They were just pictures of lizards and stones.
Oh dear!
That's how everybody started. Taking pictures of inanimate objects.
Absolutely.
So that's all I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Aham Ibeleme. I'm a portrait photographer based in Lagos, Nigeria. I've been doing this for 10 years.
10 years.
Officially. Yeah. And so I have a background in geology.
Interesting.
I don't know where that certificate is. To be honest, I don't know.
Interesting.
So, the typical African home. Our parents, send us to school and they want us to further.
Yeah.
So my parents sent me and my twin brother. I'm a twin, actually.
Interesting.
Sent us to the UK for our MSc.
Wow. So you have a master's in geology?
Oh yes. No, not geology. It's GIS. GIS is Geographical Information System.
Yeah. Interesting.
I did not know where that certificate is. So while I was there, I somehow picked up on photography. Because like everybody who travels outside of the country to the UK or to the US or wherever, you notice that the first thing they do is they buy this small camera. So they point and shoot camera.
You take pictures. It's
just
commonplace.
To document. Today we have camera phones, so
it's easier.
You have your iPhone. It's easier. But back then, there were no camera phones, so everyone got a point and shoot camera. Compact camera. So just to document your stay there, you go to Buckingham Palace, you take a picture in front of the gate. You go to the Firesville, you take a picture. Everywhere you go, you just take pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
That's how I started. So I bought the first camera. I think it was the Coolpix.
Nikon Coolpix. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But something happened along the line. I just realized that I started buying camera after camera because I just kept wanting more. I wanted my images to look better.
Yeah.
And then the depth of field thing came into play. Yeah. And then some of these cameras started to have those features.
Yeah.
And then I started wanting those effects too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So by the time I knew that I'd run through
a few
4 cameras before I landed on the first
Canon 5D or 7D.
No, those ones were not out then. It was T2i, Rebel.
Yeah.
That's my very first camera.
Wow.
And it's been amazing. I haven't looked back since.
Amazing. So with all this, when did you eventually decide, or when did you realize that you were a pro photographer?
That's an interesting question. For me, I think it was when I first got paid. When I realized that I could actually make money from photography.
Tell us about it. What was your first gig? How did you get paid?
I hope she doesn't watch this video. So it was an a classmate, former classmate in the university.
You said ex, what?
Classmate.
Okay.
No, classmate.
Classmate, right.
Former classmate. Let's name it like that. Classmate. So she was getting married. She had relocated to the US. She came back and was getting married. And she has seen those my pictures now, the ones that
the ones we saw.
Pictures of stones and birds and lizards and the rest of them.
They look good.
And she thought I was a professional photographer just from those pictures. So she called me up one day and she said, "Hey, I'm getting married. I'm coming back to Nigeria to get married, and I want you to shoot my wedding."
Interesting.
And I was scared to death because all I had was my camera and my lens, and that was it. I didn't have lights. Yeah. I didn't even have a speed light. That's how bad it was. But here's the thing, like, because she was my friend, I was expecting it to be one of those jobs that you do for family and friends, and at a very discounted rate. But she said, "No, I want to pay you and pay you." I think she was the first client that ever paid me and paid me very well. Like there was no, "Oh, you're my friend, let me pay you half or let me pay you this rate." She paid me really, really well. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, okay.
There's money in this. Let's
money in this thing."
I mean, I'm getting something from what you said now, and I think it's very profound. Because people, I mean, they're enablers, and they're people that actually kill your fire. The people that enable you are the ones that believe in you and they think you can do it, and they give you a lot of impetus. They give you a lot of self-esteem and self-confidence to believe, even when you don't believe in yourself, that you can do it. When they repose that sort of trust in you, and they, against all odds, even though you didn't think you were professional, they were professional about their and they were professional about their own approach. Not that, but you're just starting now. Let's just test you. Let's test the water, or maybe.
The family and friend cards.
Exactly. So,
no, you're right.
I feel like those people have a huge impact on your career. Be it you a photographer, makeup artist, anything that you do, they have because my story is typically the same. It was a family friend, and that was my first gig. I actually got paid a whole lot. My first wedding, I got paid over 200K. And
that was a lot of money back then.
It was like, oh my God, you pay me 200K to shoot your wedding, 250K actually. To shoot your wedding, I was just like excited. I had my 6D, Canon 6D. That was all I had. No, 60D, not even 60D. What am I talking about? 60D was all I had. And I didn't have what's it called? No speed light. So my first payment, I want to buy a 430X speed light. All those Canon speed lights back then. So, I mean, I feel like we need those kind of people at every stage of your career. Because sometimes they are like different cadres and you have to like break a certain barrier. You need someone to be able to push you. Well, the first 1 million you made. Maybe the first 10 million you made. Eventually now when you're making your first 100 million, you need someone to be able to trust you that, you've handled this before, you've done this, I've seen this. Let me push you there. That's amazing. Amazing story. Amazing story. I'll go to another question. Your style is very unique. It's very distinctive.
Thank you.
How? He said thank you. See this guy. How have you been able to, over time, own your own style? It's very unique to you. I would say that over and over again. When you see your picture, you know that, this has to be Aham. How did you develop that style? How have you encountered any problems because of clients saying, we don't want this, we want this? Have you encountered such? And how have you been able to keep and stick to your style? What influenced your style? So there's so many questions in one.
It's like 5 questions in one.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you pointed out, you mentioned that, because I've always been, well, in recent times, well, not so recent times anyway, I'm very unapologetic about my work, about my style. It's funny because when you say my style, like I like to say the outlook of my work or the look and feel of my work, if you will. I have a peculiar aesthetic to my images.
Yeah.
I like to say my images are green. So when you see green images, you just know it's Aham Ibeleme. And that's, influenced by, my style of color grading and my choice of backdrop, which is just one color of backdrop that I use, which is green. But it's funny because I was doing that, I started doing that, and then I met another photographer one time who said, that when I started doing that style, because I started off really, I used to be into a lot of color grading. That was my thing. So my images were heavily color graded. They look green, and my influence is Hollywood.
I see.
So if you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, you will realize that there's a particular color palette.
Lighting style.
So it's teal.
Yes, teal,
green, orange,
teal,
that's it.
Correct.
And I've always been influenced by that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I said, I'm going to try and bring this color palette into
your work,
into my work, and I managed to do it. Like it took me quite a while before I got it right.
Yeah.
But once I got it right,
I
stuck to it, and that became my thing. But it's funny, like I said, I met this photographer, and she was saying how she noticed that when I started doing that, she and a couple of other photographers, she didn't mention their names, were wondering. They were sort of saying, "Hey, what's this guy doing? Like, why is his image looking like
this way?"
But then, in another 2 years, everyone started doing color grading. Now it became a thing.
Absolutely, it became a thing. Yeah.
In Nigeria, it was canvas backdrops and heavily color graded images. So somehow I think I set the trend.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to beat my chest.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely. You can say that again.
Yes. So I think I set the trend in that
space.
In that space. Color grading, shooting a lot of canvas backdrops, and sticking to my style. And, she was also saying how, at first they were wondering what I was doing, and then eventually they now
caught up.
They now caught up to it, and then, they loved my style and all of that. But then, as far as clients, like it will shock you, like I used to go to clients' houses, and as soon as I walk into the door or walk into the house, they'll say, "Hey, I hope you brought that your green backdrop." So it became
something that they knew you for,
that they wanted,
and
they knew me for, and they wanted. But me, I get bored easily, like really, really easily. There was a time when I got bored of that aesthetic and I wanted to
do something else.
I eventually did.
Yes.
And the reason that I would say that I'm still relevant 10 years, later, today is because I believe in always reinventing myself.
Absolutely.
So I'm finding ways to reinventing yourself or myself. I found that, even in changing the way I light, even in changing the way I pose my models or my clients, even in changing the way I retouch my photos.
Yes. Yeah.
Even in changing the way I present my work to you.
Absolutely.
So like recently I've been doing this thing where I creatively layer my images, so that they flow into.
It's different. Yes.
So that it flow into.
It feels like a page.
So like a magazine.
Like a magazine.
It feels like you're flipping through pages.
Absolutely.
So it's little things like that. It just even in presenting my work
and tweaking,
to the world.
Yes. And tweaking, and I call it iterating too. Because there's things that you did like 10 years ago that you can just bring back and do it again. But now that you're doing it better. You're doing it differently. So I think that's important. Yeah.
Very, very important. So, I've always found these little ways to
tweak,
sort of reinvent myself and keep myself.
Which is important. I think it's important for, and I dare say, that is why the likes of the people we look up to, like Kelechi, Amadi,
have been there,
and they still remain relevant, even in the Nigerian space, even in the worldwide stage. So I think it's important. My next question will be, what role has gear played in influencing your style? That's number one. Number two, what gears what's your take on gear?
Yeah.
And what gear do you currently use?
So, you know me. I mean,
I know you. I know why I asked that question.
anyone who knows me knows. Anyone who knows that Aham Ibeleme knows that. I mean, I think. And sometimes I brag a lot with this. I think I'm the most minimalist photographer
In terms of gear.
See, dude,
You still use Pulsey box.
Just one camera.
God.
No, I have just one camera and 2 lenses.
I know.
And that's it. And that's all I've used for all of my life. I still use the same strobe, Pulsey buff.
Pulsey buff from 8 years ago.
If you're familiar with Pulsey buff. But they're still really good.
Absolutely.
You know, I was just on their website the other day and I was thinking of, I said, I think I should get on that stuff.
Consistency is quite good. Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, it's you know, it's this thing where you use one thing and then it blows your mind and you can't, like it's like
You stick to it.
Say this guy. All your cars are Mercedes.
You want to buy a new one. You
know, like you never really want to. So for me, Pulsey buff has been, I don't know, like it's just been that. Like
it's been there.
It's been there. It has done the job.
Yes, interesting.
For me, you guys are using Pro Photo.
Interesting, yeah. I mean,
but for me, it's possible.
Absolutely. I mean, anything that gets the job done for you.
Yeah,
that's
stick to
the
it.
most important. Yes.
So equipment. I have one camera, 2 lenses.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the guy to own 6 lenses. Like I'm not doing anything with those lenses. I mean, sometimes like I have an 85mm and a 50mm. The 50mm is always in my bag collecting dust. I shoot practically everything on my 85mm. So,
and I know that's why I asked the question. From the days of the 85 1.2, you're the first person that I saw that had that lens.
So now hold on.
1.2 since
I think I got that lens in my second year.
Second year, like 8 years ago. Yes.
It's a workhorse.
Absolutely.
Let me bust your mind. So remember when I bought my Wacom tablet?
You still have it.
And you said you wanted, and then you sent me money, and I bought 2 for me and you.
Yes.
Still using that Wacom tablet.
Wow.
It's like 8 years.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
That just to give you an insight into the kind of person I am. Like, I don't know, somehow I think I manage equipment like really well.
It depends on how you, I mean, I remember one thing you told me, and this was when, maybe like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
About, you guys, and you said it, like, you guys, you have to use your car like it's a woman. The way you treat it is the way, yes, you said it. I mean.
That sounds like something I'll say. I don't know.
He said, the way you treat it is the way you meet it. And I think that's the same way you treat your equipment. And that's actually one thing that actually everybody should try to. If you treat your equipment badly, it's just reciprocal. It's a given.
Yeah.
If you drop it, it will spoil.
Of course.
If it gathers dust too much, it will spoil. So that's just the thing. And you use your equipment over and over again, and you keep it well, and you store it well, and it has no option than to deliver for you. I think that's just the thing. My next question is, what inspired you to write a book?
Yes. So as far as inspiration in writing a book, doing things like, creating my own presets and selling my own presets and, other things like that I have on my website. So right from my earlier years anyway, I've always, I like to look at and be inspired by international photographers. So I've always felt like there was a cheat code right in front of me. Like you look at the international photographers, and I've always said, like when I teach workshops, and I like to say that we don't do a lot as photographers in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If you look at international photographers, even the guy who started 2 years ago has something that is selling on Amazon. It's like a book or a coffee table book. Something.
They're exploring opportunities.
And that's how we came up. Remember we were on what's the guy's name?
Joya.
Kelby.
Oh, Scott Kelby.
Scott Kelby, Joey L,
Joey Lawrence, yes.
Joey McNally.
Yes.
Those guys it was their books.
Absolutely. My next question will be for you to give us practical insights as to how you have made your photography profitable here in Nigeria. Practical insights. And stayed profitable. Yeah.
How do I make my business profitable? For me, so back to, when I was saying that I think that us Nigerian photographers are not doing a lot, as compared to
foreign photographers.
Yeah, our international colleagues over there.
Yeah.
It's funny, with me, my work has always done a lot of the work for me.
Absolutely. Do good work.
Yeah. My work has always done the networking, the selling. I've just been so fortunate in that aspect, because I like to say that I don't network as much as I should be.
Yeah.
I always, like to give this example of, like we are mostly Christians and Muslims, we're a religious-based country. So when you go to church and you find you are in the midst of a congregation of some 3,000, 4,000 people, why are we not going to church with our call cards? Like, why can't I go to church with my
business cards,
network, and say, hey, every Sunday when I go to church, let me charge myself with the responsibility of it, giving my cards to 10 people, and saying, like, really, like, I'm even talking people who I've never even met.
Yes, organic, drill down.
Yeah, like, hello sir,
face
good
to
afternoon, happy Sunday. My name is Aham Ibeleme. I'm a photographer. This is what I do. If you have a company, I can come in and do corporate headshots for you and your staff. I can do family portraits for your family.
Yeah, so stuff like direct word of mouth, one-on-one.
I've never done that in my life. So I've just been so fortunate enough to, excuse me,
for your work to
have my work speak and sell me.
I see.
But there's no denying the fact that I could actually
do more.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of all this is in terms of this is, where do I want to stop? Where do I want to say, okay, it's fine, I'm contented? My next questions actually would be, how have you managed? You have a family. Have you managed finances? Have you managed being able to have time for family? Have you managed being able to have time for work? And I mean, it's so hard, especially in Nigeria, being a father. It's tough. So how have you been able to navigate this?
It's been God. It's just God. But it's tough and it's fun at the same time. Like, having a family, getting married, having kids. That's one of the ways that you have to sort of, scale up or progress in life as a human being. But we'll find our ways. You like this morning before coming here, like, I had to drop the kids off at school, and then come here.
Yeah.
Usually, on other days, I'll drop them at school and then go to the studio. If I have to pick them up in the afternoon, or if their mom has to pick them up, then we'll sort of, find a way and coordinate, and then.
And you have to be very tight on your scheduling. Make sure that you put stuff where they should be.
Yeah. So me, like, for my shoots, I would always peg my shoots at 12 p.m. every day. No, sorry, 10 a.m. So that way, I'm able to do like a 10 a.m. shoot and round up by 1.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing school run, if I'm picking them up, I know that by 1 p.m. I'm out. Balancing work and family, that one too is another headache on the game. You find that because I'm always working now, my editing suite is in my house. That's where I find the most comfort. And serenity anyway, because that's what I like when I have to. When I like to go
retouch.
Retouch.
You want to be in the mood.
I like that. I like to be in the mood. I like that peace and quiet. So it's in my house. But then your kids are there. And then every now and then they are dashing into the room and you can't. So you have to find
creative ways.
Yeah. Like sometimes I lock myself in that room and then I'm walking and then Jesse, my boy, comes to the door and is knocking.
Banging the door.
You know, and then he did this thing one day where I came into the room and then he said, Daddy, come and watch cartoon with us. I was like, you know what I did? I just dropped my pen.
I went to watch the cartoon.
Turned off my monitor and went to watch cartoon.
I mean, at the end of the day...
Yeah, family comes first.
Exactly. At the end of the day, those experiences are what they grow up with.
Yeah.
Work will never finish.
Yeah. No, work will continue. Work will never finish.
That's
it will come
thing.
and it will come and it will come. But that moment, you can't... Once you miss it, you miss it. Like you can't have it again. Like I could not have said, "Hey, you know, I'm working. Like go and watch cartoons." No.
Good lessons for me.
I just turned off. See, I just turned off because I was deep in work. Like I had work that.
But that will just melt your heart. Daddy, come and watch.
It just like it almost brought tears to my. Like he had to say it. Like it's almost as. It was almost like he saw that
you've been working.
You've been working.
You need rest.
Like you need rest. Like come and stay with us.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I just turned off and.
Anyways, so before I ask, I said I had 2 more questions, but I have actually 2 more questions still now.
Okay.
One question not a lot of people know about, but I'm going to ask you because I know you. Now, there was an incident that happened maybe like 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Where we would have been killed. We went on an expedition. We traveled all the way from Lagos up north. And when we got up north, we were arrested. They said we were Boko Haram. We were flogged mercilessly. We were punished. We were handcuffed.
We've never really told this story.
We've never really told this story. That's why I brought it up. And even getting back to the hotel after we finished the audio, we were just quiet. We didn't talk about it.
And you know what that could have done to us, career-wise?
Yes. So that's the question I'm coming to.
Yeah.
What effect that experience have on you, psychologically, career-wise? Secondly, would you consider going on that same project again? We call it Project Nigeria.
So, given the situation of things in the country, no.
Okay.
Not today. In fact, there was an inquiry that I got recently where United Nations contacted me and they wanted me to go to Maiduguri. I said, you know what, I'm going to take this job and give it to somebody else. I'm not going there. So the country is not safe to travel this time around, given the situation of things. But that experience, bro.
Nah. We didn't talk about it. We got to the hotel.
I remember when the hotel, it was me, you, and
Ayobami.
So it was 3 of us.
Yes. We were just looking.
Like, what just happened? It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. See, these guys, soldiers, had us. We were rolling on the floor.
On the express. On
Korota, what do you call it? It was burning, it was scorching hot.
In the nuts.
So we had roll.
Stand on your head.
Roll from here to there and then roll back and then.
Stand on your head.
That's when I realized I was not fit.
No, it's not funny.
See, the exercises that these soldiers do.
It's not funny.
Stand on your head.
It's not funny.
Like on the wall like this. Put your hands on the floor and then flip and put your legs.
And stand there and stay there 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes. My hands were shaking like this.
No. I mean, not even the beating.
We had clean marks on our bodies now.
Stick.
What did we do?
We held cameras.
We were just taking pictures and filming.
We weren't actually filming. We were just passing.
No, Ayobami was filming.
No, he wasn't filming.
He was.
Yeah, but...
He was the one that they saw.
But we were just passing the checkpoints. That was all. You know, we actually stepped out of the car. But because we had the cameras with us.
Yeah, and they saw the camera.
They said, what are you doing? You are Boko Haram. And that was how everything escalated.
Say, who sent you? Who sent you? Call the person. We're just here on our own. Like, nobody sent us. Like, no.
Anyways, on that note, that's...
But it didn't do anything to deter me. I think I just after that day, after that night, I was fine. I just went about my business. The incident that really hit me was That didn't do anything to me. It was, I went to the airport, to the international airport to take pictures.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Remember that one?
At night.
I think I told you. Yeah, at night. And then one guy, I was in the car park just taking pictures with my tripod, so I had the full setup. It was just a tripod and a camera. So I was doing long exposure, getting light streaks from vehicles, getting the Murtala Mohammed, that
logo, yeah.
Then this guy just walked up behind me and tapped me and said, bros, what are you doing here? I'm taking pictures. Oh, okay. Next thing I know, started radioing his colleagues. Next thing, 2 other guys joined him and they said, okay, just come with us. Next thing I know, I was in cell. I did not know that do you know they have a jail cell in that airport?
Nope.
Bro, they have a jail cell, proper jail cell.
Wow.
I was there for 6 hours. What were you doing? You're taking pictures. So I didn't realize you're not supposed to be in the airport taking pictures. Like it's against
their law.
Their law, their rules or whatever. So that really shook me.
Yeah.
I was there for 6 hours. My twin brother had to come bail me with 10K.
That's crazy.
Now guess what? 2 years later, I get an email from Murtala Mohammed Airport. Say, hey, we found this image that you took of our airport online.
We'd like to use it.
We'd like to use it for our website. See, I'm not even selling it to you. So I detailed, what happened. I said I was in your airport, I was taking these pictures, and I was arrested and put in cell for 6 hours. I'm not even selling it to you. Like, I'm not giving it to you. Like, leave me alone. And they kept coming back, pleading for the pictures, and I said, because that
it was really,
it really shook me.
Yeah,
it shook me, and for I think the next month
You couldn't do much.
I couldn't do much. I couldn't do much. But hey.
Anyways, stories worth sharing. Stories worth sharing. 10 years after.
Yes.
What is your advice to younger photographers? Let's wrap up with that.
My advice is, what did I say other than the cliche? Practice. shoot.
Yeah.
But just be yourself, but be different. That's why we're here today. Yeah. I'm different in everything that I do. I try to be different. Like I make the point to do things differently. Like I said, even how I present my images. Like I'm not just posting one image or 2 images. Like even in how I'm layering my pictures, like down to the the little details. Try and be different. That's the only way that you can stand out. That's the only way that you can be different.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, because if you look in Nigeria today, there are 10. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing headshots. Everybody's pictures are looking orangey. Everybody's. It's the same thing. So why would the clients hire photographer A
from photographer
B when you both do the same thing?
The same thing, yeah.
No, they want to hire you because, hey, they want you, and I hope you brought your green backdrop. Yeah, so that's my advice. Be different.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aham. It's been so insightful.
Thank you for having me.
It's been amazing speaking to you today. It's been 10 years down the line. I look forward to the next 10, to the next 20. Thank you so much for joining us again. It's been amazing. I hope you learned a thing or two. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so many things to learn from this episode. Until next time, stay creative.